many that are naming the name of the Lord, and they have refused to depart from iniquity. And so only them know themselves, and Satan is happy because he loves that kind of arrangement. I want to give a very simple advice to those listening to me. You can decide today to be genuine. You can decide today to be real, or come out to be who you are. There's no need to be fake. Just if you are in darkness, enjoy darkness well. You stole 5 naira. Another person stole 5 million. They now put tire in both of you neck to burn both of you. In that moment, wouldn't you wish that it was 5 million that you are dying for? Be who you are quickly. That person that you are, just be that person quickly. If you are with God, stand with God now. And if you don't want to stand with him, reveal who you are quickly. At least be known in one kingdom. You are not here, you are not there. Satan don't trust you, God don't trust you. One more year, one last season. There is a wave of revival that God has visited us with, and it comes upon us as strong insights, into revelations. It comes upon us as prayer power, as a burden for fasting. It is expressing itself in different shades, in different manner. And if you are sensitive, you will maximize this season. There are dimensions of God that you can only handle now that you are young. Press now. Press now. Press. This is why when we declared the fast, I know that till now many of you are not fasting. There is no sense of urgency. You don't know the alarm in the spirit world. You don't know the season that we are currently in. It's time to mount up. It's time to carry your wing and join your fellows in the air. It's time to become what you have made, or you have been made rather to be. It was Jesus that spoke to Judas. Say, do what you must do quickly. Become who you must become quickly. I just pray that Jesus' final procedure will not be a waste. For some of you, that one last time Jesus said, he went, and for no reason, that relationship that has kept you glued to compromise, Jesus went to strike the relationship. And for no fault of your own, what was working just began to die. When spirits are trying to help you to be stable with God, make sure you maximize those seasons. And this is the season that we currently have right before us. It is an opening. It is an opening. It is an invitation to know God. I conclude with a very simple scripture. The Bible says, seek the Lord now that he may be found. Call upon his name now that he is near. Because you will eventually find out that it's not all the seasons that you have the capacity to touch God. Soon you'll be so tired. Old age will catch up with you. If your back just touch any chair, you start sleeping. Many of you, you have them many in your churches. They are tired. They are and it's not their fault. They have been working. Anytime they just sit down, it's time to sleep. Sleep. So tonight, it's an invitation before we take the communion. The communion today is for two basic purposes. One is for restoration, and two is for exemption. Any woe, any wickedness, any strategy, any demand for blood that the election season will come with. We will take a communion that will put a seal on our own forehead. The way God will mark the various houses of Israelites, and the spirit of death will come and pass over them. God will be marking people today. By that communion, God will mark and seal you. And for your sake, anybody who is in your voyage is preserved. So we will pray. We would pray. And our prayer is very simple. In the light of what God has given to us today to contemplate on, I want to ask you one question. How long will Jesus continue this your storyline? Up today, down tomorrow, up today, down tomorrow, up today, down tomorrow, up today, down tomorrow, up today. How long? The verdict comes at a point where by now you ought to be fruitful. You say, cut it down. Jesus say, let me try one last thing. What is Jesus trying in your life at the moment? What is Jesus trying? That is where your prayer will start from. You will tell Jesus, I will not waste this opportunity again. For some of you, Jesus just gave you a hunger for fasting. Hold on to that thing and press with it now. That will be your next ticket to find God again. For some of you, Jesus is giving you a yearning to wake up and pray. Something is telling you, wake up, and you are sleeping. Jesus says, one more time, I'll try. For those who don't want to waste, this particular charge is for you. Those who have watched the hand of time passing by. You are adding new age every time. And yet something echoes in your heart that you are much more than what you are now. Something is telling you, even yourself bears witness that there are versions of you that you have not allowed to manifest because you have not maximized time. You have not been able to maximize time. He says, I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. The battle is not to the strong. Bread is not to men of understanding, and favor is not to the wise. He says, but time and chance happeneth to them all. He says that strength did not give anybody advantage. Hey, wisdom did not make anybody a champion. Skill didn't give men favor. He said the only thing that people use at their advantage was time and chance. There are people here under the sound of my voice listening to me right now. You are under intense attack and you have not recognized it yet. Your attack is that spirits are eating your time. Every 24 hours given to you, spirits demand at least 18 out of it. And if anytime you try to gather yourself to do anything productive, you see the way they fight for your time. From aimless association, from careless associations and company that come to seek your time, to while away time, to procrastination that is eating up your soul. You don't have the capacity to pursue any meaningful thing that can bless your own life. There is something that has been installed in your own body to make sure that you cannot do what is good for you. So you open a book to read, and because of procrastination, what are they truly eating? Time. And the great teacher says the only thing that is the ingredient for greatness is this thing called time and chance. Hey, if I ask you what is the time now, everybody will look at the clock to tell time. But you don't only tell time, time can tell you too. We can look at your life and know how you have used time. So time can tell who you are. Many of you physically they can record 30 years, 25 years.